Hello and welcome to another update video about Dogecoin. It's also moving sideways here like many other coins as well. It really is a difficult and boring time in the market. With Dogecoin, we continue to have two scenarios. I'm going to tell you which one is my primary scenario and which one I focus on a little bit more. So let's first focus on the yellow count, because the yellow count is my main count. That's the primary count. To be honest, I would need to make this one here yellow as well, because it's part of that, and then the wave 3 down here as well. So the idea is actually that we bottomed here in, well, local bottom, local low here on the 17th of June, basically, or in the middle of June in this wave 3. We moved up in a wave 4 in an ABC pattern, ABC, yeah. Disregard the blue count for a moment. That is the bullish count, which I don't put too much emphasis on. It could of course work out and we talk about what it means, but the idea is that we moved up here in this sort of A, B, C pattern, because we only got 3 waves to the upside. Yeah, we only got 3 waves. We didn't get 5. So with 5 waves to the upside, we could have been a bit more bullish, but no, there were no 5 waves. Doge failed to hold wave 4 support. So it moved up in 3, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the 4th wave was missing. So it cannot be an impulse anymore. But therefore I focus more on the yellow count, because it means that we moved up in ABC of a 4th wave, and that we are now moving down in this 5th wave. So I actually have to move that yellow wave 5 down there to highlight there will be a new low coming, at least with a high likelihood, in my opinion. So, and then that this wave 5 is currently unfolding, basically in 5 waves, and that we've already done here a wave 1, that we're currently in the wave 2. There will be a 3, a 4 and a 5, 2 lower levels. Target, I would say sort of the 4 to 5 cent region. We talked about that. Could be lower, but I don't necessarily see that at the moment. It's important that we drop below that, well, basically drop below the 5 cent level. Then the minimum expectations of this wave 5 would be fulfilled. If we then talk about sort of sub waves, I mean, we came down here, in my opinion, in 5 waves. That's at least the main interpretation here, that we moved down in a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also do that in yellow. Yeah, 5 waves down in the yellow wave 1. We're now moving up in a wave 2. My interpretation is that we could go a bit higher. Yeah, certainly. Talked about that in the last video, because if this really is a wave 2, we've really only reached the 38.2% fib level. An ideal target would be the 50% retracement or the 61.8 retracement. And if I look at sub waves for this wave 2, then we can see that this can be counted actually as an A, B, C pattern, and that would suggest that the C wave is still missing. Yeah, and if I look at the C wave length, then it would actually take me roughly, if I say, okay, waves A and C often have the same length, then the ideal target would be sort of in the 12.8 cent region. Okay, so keep an eye on that level. The B wave of this wave 2 could actually be unfolding as a triangle as well. So it depends on how much more sideways movement we get. But what we do get here is, at the moment, a situation where the actual low here is a bit higher than this low. So I would not be surprised if we see the actual B wave unfold as a so-called Elliott wave triangle in an A, B, C, D, E pattern, which could then break to the upside. Important for this scenario is that the next wave down does not break below the A wave. So we need to hold the 9 cent level, and the D to the upside needs to be below 11.2 cents. If we break lower than the A wave, it's probably just a normal ABC pattern and not a triangle. The only reason why I'm considering here triangle scenario is because the move down doesn't really look impulsive. So in a triangle, all of these subwaves are corrective waves. That's why I'm considering it. And then, yeah, that would give us another D up an E down, and then finish off the B wave with the wave E low of the triangle, and we would move up in an E wave. In a C wave of 2. We can calculate a target for this D wave, and that's sort of just roughly. They don't have to always be very accurate. They're not always very accurate, but they give us a good guideline, right? And the target would be the 61.8% extension of the B wave. That would take us to 10.6 cents. So that could be an idea. If we really are in a triangle, the D wave should ideally reach that price region around 10.6 cents. Then there should be an E wave down. And then ideally we move higher in a wave 2 before we eventually come down in another low. So that's my primary expectation at the moment. That is based on how the chart currently is structured, how it develops. Is a more bullish interpretation possible? Yes. But I would really only consider it if we break above the 14-cent level. That is the 78.6% retracement. Theoretically, this wave 2 can, without a problem, go a bit higher. But if it goes above the 78.6% retracement, it is most likely not. It is most likely not a wave 2 anymore, and we then look at something more bullish, and that's where the blue wave count comes into play. So let me just, actually the triangle waves I'm going to make yellow as well, because they're part of the yellow count. But the blue count is the one where from here we could see rising prices in a 5th wave. So that is actually the bullish interpretation. It's not very likely, but we have here a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and another wave 5 to the upside could push higher. It doesn't really look like it at the moment, but you can see we are in this broader channel. And it's a channel that you could argue is part of a diagonal structure. So the wave 4, no problem that it retraces a lot. It is possible as a diagonal that we get another rally in a wave 5 above the 14-cent level. But this is a scenario where I wouldn't bet on this. I would certainly bet on short-term upside here, as indicated. And of course, you know, such a rally can go a bit higher, it can extend higher. And if it extends very high, then we are probably in the blue count. But then, you know, we are now getting close to support again, which is always an interesting entry point for anybody who wants to do it. No financial advice. Bear in mind that if we break below 7 cents, it will probably take us down straight away. That's important. And if we break to the downside of the channel, that will probably take us down straight away as well. So yeah, a move up is certainly possible. But then my personal strategy would be I would not really expect this blue wave count. I would, possibly expect here the wave 2 retracement higher, to maybe 14 cents or 12.8 was the ideal level. If it goes higher, then it gives us 5 waves, and then another entry point would be the next retracement, because 5 waves up, if we get really those 5 waves in a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then that would give us a good indication that we're actually in a bullish count, even if it's only a diagonal pattern, which are less reliable. But it gives us 5 waves, and then this would count as a larger wave 1, and then the low of the wave 2 in an ABC correction could be entered as a long trade to trade wave 3, which is normally the most bullish wave. So this is the strategy I'd be looking at. Difficult market at the moment. Short-term upside preferred, especially as long as we are in the channel still. And that would be primarily a short-term upside in a wave 2 into the region of around 12.8 cents. If it pushes much higher, it could be the blue count, the bullish count, and then I would wait for the retracement to enter in a wave 2. But primarily short-term upside, and then a move down in a wave 3 expected in the yellow count. Okay, and that's my update about Dogecoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.